Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be using the new Kevyn Aucoin, the Contour book, The Art of Sculpting and Defining. I got this at Sephora during the VIB sale. I believe it runs for $59. I got it 15% off of that. And the reason I got it was because, as I said in my VIB haul, I wanted one of the colors in here and I was going to buy it individually. I think it was $45 or $50. And then I saw this little set and the case is textured. They had one out and it was just like open like a little book. Okay, so you open it and it's got like guides to contouring. Kevyn Aucoin is the one who wrote that book, that Making Faces, that's been popular for years. I know my mom had one of those when I was little. So anyway, they have instructions, how to use it. And then it also specifies that you can use this not just for face or for eyes, you can use it for eyeshadows and brows. So it gives instructions on how to do that. And then a generous mirror and 6 shades. The one I wanted was this one here, Sculpting color. And then they say which ones are used for what things, like brighten, accentuate, highlight, shade and dark brow, define and warm brow, sculpting powder and blonde brow. So they tell you what you can use them for. But I'm going to go ahead and do the shade and dark brow color on my brows today, and we will see if we like it. I did it yesterday, and I didn't hate it. I mean, I didn't like love it either, so I just figured what we would do is do this together today as my second attempt, using it for eyebrows, cheeks, contouring, and my eyeshadow, and then kind of give an overall review at the end. Alright, so this is that color shade and dark brown for dark brown brows. And I'm just using a little, tiny little angled brush here for filling in my brows. What is on my lips today is the Makeup Forever Rouge Artist Intense in number 43, I believe. And that is just a bright red lip. So I like this color. I think it's darker than what I normally use for my brows, but I think you can definitely get away with it. And like it says, there are 3 different brow colors in there, so if I wanted to, I could take the one that says for blonde brows and use that right here. That's what I'm doing right now, in the front of the brow where I want it just a little lighter. So as I said, they are kind of dark, but I used the blonde color Sculpt for the front of the brows and the dark brown color called Shade for the rest of my brow. And I think they softened. Do you see how much softer this brow is than this one that hasn't been brushed yet? The powders seem very blendable and soft, so that is good when you're paying a lot for something. I was just basically trying to determine if I wanted to spend a lot on each shadow, because they also sell this highlighter here in the bottom is called Highlight the Celestial Powder Candlelight. And it's really pretty, but they sell that highlight on its own. So brows are done. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my cheeks. For that, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Angled Blush Brush. It's just a really nice angled brush. And the instructions in here say to use Sculpt, and it has the colors numbered on the thing. They all have a number assigned to them. And then this little picture here says step 1, apply Sculpt, and then Sculpt is color number 1, and so it shows like 1, 1, 1, like a paint by numbers almost. So if you really don't get contouring and highlighting, this book is going to help you. But this is basically everywhere I already put my Sculpt color myself. So here it goes. It's kind of dark, blending upwards, and I'm not taking it too far in. It also says to take Sculpt up on the hairline on each side, and then 1 dot in the center. So it shows like dot, 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 and then to blend it out. I'm actually doing the blending with the same brush. Okay, and then it says to take number 2, which is the highlight shade, the celestial one I showed you, and that one has little numbers on the face as well, everywhere you see a number 2, where to put that highlight shade. But I'm going to actually take Sculpt and use it on the sides of my nose. This brush is a little too big for this job, but we'll make it work. Can you tell the difference? This side is contoured or sculpted a little bit, and the other side isn't. I don't know if it's obvious. Not sure I'm loving that, but I'll wait until I do the highlight. Okay, so now I'm going to take the highlight color, and for that I'm just going to use this e.l.f. small tapered brush in the highlight shade. The thing is, these little holes, this kind of like deluxe sample size almost, I don't feel like I would ever go through these. I'm just saying they're not very large, so you can't use a big brush. Like my first instinct was to use the Becca the One sculpting brush, perfecting brush, but I can't because that brush is huge and the little pots of these powders is like really small. Alright, so I just did it at the top of the cheekbones. It also says to do it in the middle of the forehead and down the nose. It says to take number 3, which is Brighten, this really white shade, and it says to put that at the Cupid's bow. Alright. I don't know. Okay. It also said to take the sculpting powder on the jawline, and I didn't do that, so let's do that now. I mean, it's pigmented, I'll give you that. It says to use highlight on the corners of the mouth to diffuse lines. So I'm going back into that number 2 shade. Corners of the mouth. Okay, so that is it for that part. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a quick blush on my cheeks, and then we will move on to using this for eyeshadow. Okay, I primed my eyes with the Lorac Behind the Scenes Shadow Primer. And I also am wearing the blush by The Balm in Stain, and this is the one I'm giving away in my giveaway if it isn't already over by the time this gets posted. This is the shade Argyle, and it's just a really pretty pink. So I put that on. I hope it's not too crazy with the red lip. But okay, so this also has a guide for doing the eyes. It says to use Sculpt, the first color, on the crease. Okay, so once you lay down Sculpt in the crease, they said to use that highlight shade, number 2, all over from lid to brow bone, and that you're supposed to go over the Sculpt color that you laid down with this highlight shade. You go right on top of it to soften it a little bit. That was the e.l.f. Eyeshadow C brush. And now it says to apply Brighten on the inner corners of the eye and brow bone. That was that super white shade that I used on my Cupid's bow. Apply Accentuate to the center of the eyelids to add emphasis and sheen. So Accentuate is this soft pink here. To add that to the center of the lid. I'm just using that same pencil brush that I used for the highlight in the inner corner. Since I had only used it for a white color, I figured it was okay to use it for this color, which is darker. Okay, right on the center of the lid, I did that. Now it says apply Define, which is the deep warm brown, to the bottom and top lash lines to emphasize eye shape. So we are done with the eye look. I'm going to go ahead and throw on some eyeliner and mascara and then give you my final thoughts. Okay, so on this eye I did liner and lashes, but I also made it way more smoky and dramatic and really focused on making it darker on purpose, because this side came out really super natural. I followed their instructions exactly as they said, and it came out super natural. Now, if you're a supernatural girl, you know what I mean. If you're a girl who loves natural looks, this is great for you. But I wanted to prove that you can get a dramatic look out of this palette as well. I actually kind of prefer this one, surprisingly. But I'm going to even them out now. But I will say that the powders are super blendable. They are very like creamy almost, like you're very easy to work with. I had no issues with anything like not budging. Like I put it down and then I smoke it out and it was fine. You can tell a difference in quality between these powders and some of the other, like the NYX powders that I've tried for contouring and stuff. These ones blend. Like I don't have any harsh lines on my face. And even if I did, I'd take like a flat kabuki, like this one from e.l.f., and I would just buff them out just a little bit, you know, to smooth it out. But with this one, I don't feel like I need to. Yes, I look dramatic, but imagine I had on like an everyday pink lip. You wouldn't be like, oh girl, that girl has a lot of makeup on, you know. So it's something that, for me, this is a great everyday look. I'm not overly contoured, I just have shape to my face. As someone who is overweight, I have always been conscious of contouring my double chins. Do you see how my chin doesn't like appear too bad right now, too pronounced with a double chin? And I also contoured the tip of my chin because I have a long chin, and it makes it look a little bit shorter. It makes my face more proportioned. So I'm not saying contouring is for everybody. I'm not even saying even if you do it sometimes, it doesn't mean you have to do it every day. It doesn't mean it has to become part of your everyday routine. And you certainly don't need to buy a $59 kit. My point is that there are benefits to doing it, that this palette will do your brows, it will do your cheeks and your eyes at the same time. Like if you're running late, if you're traveling, you don't want to carry a lot of stuff, you could bring this foundation, concealer, mascara, probably, maybe a powder, and that's it, and you would be good to go for travel. So I think it is a good deal. I think if you're wanting to try these two shades that are individually $45 or $50 for just these two, then you might decide to go ahead and, you know, try a kit like this, where if you spend $10 more, you get to try 4 of his other shades. This was my first Kevyn Aucoin product, and it won't be the last. I definitely have my eye on a few products on the website. Let me know if you've tried any of his other products and if you think they are worth the splurge. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I thank you for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.